I seriously can't believe that you're actually going to be taking over your parents' farm. I mean, is that really the life you want for yourself? Because if you think that I'm going to be okay with that and just go and be a farmer with you, well, it's just not going to happen. Don't you see that there aren't any good prospects there? I just can't marry a man who is going to take over a family farm. I can't have that be my life, Jean.
Oh, Lily, I had no idea you felt so strongly about the matter. But I did tell you that my family owns a farm that I'm in line to inherit. Besides, being a farmer is probably one of the few jobs with a guaranteed future. I mean, there are less people doing it, and meanwhile, everyone needs to eat. So I get that it might not look so glamorous from the outside, but I want you to know that there's a lot more to it than you think.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I know why farms are important, but if you work on one, then that means getting sweaty every single day. It means having to live out in the country with nothing to do. Well, I can't do that. I want to live in the city. I want to have fun. I want to be able to go out at night.
I see. Well, I'm certainly not going to tell you to begin a life that you aren't excited to lead.
I mean, just look at me. I'm smart, I'm pretty, I already have a good job with a large company. I've been dating you this whole time, and I was just hoping that you would wake up and realize that farming isn't the way to go.
Lily, please. I'm not trying to tear down your dreams, so please don't talk bad about what I want to do with my life, okay? I know that you're not exactly a fan of what it is that I do, but I don't think it's fair for you to put me down like that.
But if I marry you and go live on your farm, then that is going to be the rest of my life. Don't you know that I wanted to find a way to fast-track myself up a company ladder in the future? I thought that I was going to be living in a high-rise condo with a view of the city. I didn't think that I would end up having to live on some smelly old farm.
Well, like I said, I'm not going to tell you not to pursue your dreams.
But why are you insisting on going along with what your parents want for you? Besides, it's not that I'm opposed to being a stay-at-home mom either, but just not in the country. I'm sorry, Jean, but I just really don't think this is going to work out between us. I don't want to see you anymore. I'm going to quit my job.
If that's really what you want to do, then I'm not going to stop you. But you should be telling this to our manager. Besides, I think you would have to put in a 2 weeks notice and tell him exactly what day you're going to be quitting. After all, he'll have to try and find someone to replace you before you go, you know?
Wait, what? You don't actually expect me to go through with that, do you? Then that'll mean I'll have to share working shifts with you for another 2 weeks. That is just not going to happen. Nice try, but it isn't going to work, bub.
Right. I guess I can see now why that wouldn't go so great. But the thing is that the restaurant where we work is attached to a really busy hotel. We're also known in the city for being a really nice place, so if we lose a waitress, things are going to get really hard on us.
Oh, I see. So I guess you're saying that if I don't want to work with you, then all the trouble everyone else is going to face will be all my fault? That isn't fair. You need to take responsibility for this too. In fact, you can do that by working twice as hard so that nobody even realizes that I'm gone.
Lily, please. I think you're being just a little unfair right now. Besides, I still have to go back and forth with my parents to help them on the farm. And anyways, it's just a job, but quitting the right way is important if you wanted to put down the restaurant as a reference on your resume or something. Hello? Are you even reading these messages anymore? Lily?
Hey, Jean, I was just wondering if you already saw the mail that came in today. I left it on the kitchen table if you haven't yet. I guess this came special delivery last night, actually, but there was a wedding invitation that got delivered.
Somebody sent us an invitation to their wedding? I can't really think of anyone I know who would be getting married around now. Maybe we were put on a wait list for someone else's wedding and someone canceled, so now we got their invitations.
I mean, it literally could be anything, but I haven't opened it, so I really don't know. Maybe it's an invitation from one of your clients or something like that? I think the letter said that it was from a Mr. Mark Stufferson, so did you ever work with this guy in the past or something like that?
I'm really scratching my brain here, but I really just have no idea who that could even be. Maybe the letter just got sent here by mistake and there's someone else with my name who was meant to receive this. I really have no idea. I mean, I guess it could be one of my clients and I'm just drawing a blank right now, but yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised when I saw the invitation as well. I mean, I was trying to think of anyone we'd talked to recently that was about to get married. Actually, now that I think about it, I did have a meeting with a guy named Mark Stufferson at work the other day. It was a conference call with a bunch of people, so let me text some people at work to see if they know anything. Wow, that was really fast. Thank goodness my friends text me back so quickly. But I don't think you're going to like what I've found. Apparently this Mark guy is getting married to a certain Lily Pierce.
Wait, Lily Pierce. Are you sure about that? Like, are you absolutely sure that's who he's getting married to?
Well, that's why I said you weren't going to like what I had to say. This Lily girl is an ex of yours, isn't she? I remember you telling me that when you two broke up, she threw a big fit about not wanting to work the same shifts as you anymore at your old waiter job, right? But why in the world would Lily and her fiancé be sending us an invitation to their wedding? This is so strange.
Yeah, seriously. I really have no idea what's going on here. I haven't talked to Lily in years, so this really is so sudden.
Well, now I really am wondering if there's been some kind of mistake here.
But I guess this isn't so ridiculous now that I'm thinking about it a little more.
What do you mean? Why do you think they would want to invite us to their wedding then?
Well, it's just that I know Lily has some really bad spending habits. I bet that she's inviting every single person she can think of to her wedding. That way, she can try and maximize the wedding gifts that she's going to get, and then maybe she can sell stuff to pay down her debt. Either that, or she is going to use the wedding as an excuse to ask everyone to buy her expensive brand goods.
Wow, I guess that could be a real possibility of what's going on when you think about it. But from what you've told me, she doesn't sound like the kind of person to marry poor. I bet whoever she's going to marry is really rich, so why would she still be so desperate for wedding gifts?
That is actually a really good point, Kate. I guess we'll have to take a look at the invitation and see if we can't find more clues.
Hello there, Jean. I was just wondering if you got my little wedding invitation that I sent you? Obviously, it's for my wedding. Yes, I am the one getting married. And I just have to have you there, so make sure to send me your RSVP, okay?
Well, I guess this basically confirms who the wedding invitation really came from. So anyways, care to explain why you decided to invite me to your wedding?
Well, if you thought it was because I wanted to get back together with you, then let me go ahead and squash that little fantasy of yours right now. Don't go getting the wrong idea when you do finally decide to come and help me celebrate my wedding to another man, got it? But anyways, I'm sure that you're just so happy to be hearing from me after all this time, aren't you?
I guess it's a pretty neutral feeling for me, to be honest. If anything, I'm a little bit suspicious at what you're trying to pull here. I mean, seriously, why am I invited to your wedding after all this time of not talking?
Well, I sent the wedding invitation to your farm, so if you got it, that must mean that you really did end up taking over from your parents, huh? I just want to know what that life is like. How is it having to get up early to work under the hot sun and feel yourself getting burnt and withering away every second? I know that I made the right choice in leaving you when you told me that was what you were going to do with your life.
I'm sorry, Lily, but it sounds like the one who is getting the wrong idea here is you. But anyways, can you please tell me what you were trying to accomplish by inviting me to your wedding?
Oh, come on. Why are you trying to cut to the chase so quickly? Can't we just talk a little bit? Don't tell me that as a farmer, you don't even have the time to have a nice little chat with an old friend. Am I wasting daylight or something? Ugh. Well, thank goodness I'm not a poor farmer like you who has to worry about that. In fact, you should know that the man I'm engaged to is actually a CEO.
Oh, really? Well, what do you want me to do with that information?
I just wanted you to come to my wedding so that I could rub my rich, successful husband in your dirty face. I just wanted to show you how far I was able to climb and how much I was able to do for myself after you and I broke up. So please make sure that you come, okay?
I see. I guess I should have figured that it was something as petty as this. I knew that you were up to something when you sent those invitations, but I never guessed it was this.
Oh, come on. Don't talk about me as if I'm some kind of criminal or something. Besides, you need to learn to treat your betters with respect. You were the one that chose to lower yourself and become a farmer while I chose the path to fame and fortune.
I'll have you know that I really enjoy the work that I do, and I don't regret any of my choices that have brought me here.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see if you still feel that way after you come to my wedding. So make sure that you show up, okay?
I'm telling you now that if I show up, things are going to go as you think they might.
Oh, Jean, you always were such a stubborn one. Do you know that?
All right. If you're not going to listen to me, then that's on you. But I'll see you at the wedding. In fact, I'm looking forward to going.
Well, you better come. I really want to see you there. My wedding won't be complete without you. How did it feel when I threw my glass of wine all over you? Then again, maybe a farmer like you prefers to have a little grime on him, especially since wine is made of grapes. Anyway, welcome to my wedding. I'm so glad that you could make it here.
You really just don't know when to quit at all, do you? Why are you always looking down on me? You do realize that basically the whole wedding party saw you do that, right?
I know, and it was so funny. I got to humiliate you in front of everyone like that. And now everyone can see what a lowly little farmer you are.
The only person who is going to be humiliated from this is you, Lily. You made a big mistake.
What are you talking about? Do you really think you can get back at me or something? You've lost, don't you get it?
Are you sure about that? Because your fiancé is here begging for my forgiveness.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? There's no way that he's doing that.
Well, Mark is here, and that's exactly what he's doing. You should also know that he's just as furious with you. I actually don't even think this wedding is going to happen anymore.
No, that can't be right. You're lying to me. Why in the world would Mark feel the need to apologize to you? I know that you're lying. You aren't going to fool me.
You can call me a liar all you want, but it isn't going to change what's actually happening.
But wait a second. His parents are looking really, really mad too. What the heck is going on? Why are they demanding that I apologize to you too?
I suppose you just have to talk to your would-be in-laws and find out for yourself. But I'm going to go home and change. Enjoy whatever comes your way next.
Jean, are you there? Please, you have to pick up the phone. I am so sorry for what I did to you. I really had no idea that you were such a big deal in the agricultural world. That's amazing. You've really come so far. I swear that I had no idea you were so rich and powerful now.
Well, we did never ever talk again after you and I broke up, remember? So I guess I'm not surprised you didn't know this.
But, I also had no idea that you and Mark worked so closely together. He tells me that you're one of his most important business partners. If I had known any of that at all, then I would have never done what I did to you.
Yeah, that really isn't the problem with what you did, Lily. You shouldn't be treating anyone that way at all. Do you understand that? I don't care who they are or how much money they have. It's just common courtesy.
I know, and I already said that I was sorry about all of that anyways, didn't I? So, anyways, can you please just talk to Mark and tell him that you're going to let all of this go? Because I realize now that this was all just one big mistake. But I need you to talk to Mark to make sure that this wedding can go on as planned.
I'm sorry, but I think the only mistake here would be helping you carry on with your wedding. I really don't care what excuse you have for yourself. I'm not going to let you get away with this. Besides, it's pretty much exactly like you told me, right?
What do you mean? What did I tell you?
Well, we were texting earlier and you told me that I had to learn my place, right? But are you sure that you know where your place is relative to me, Lily? Because it really doesn't seem like it.
Shut up. Of course I know my place. Don't think that just because you've made some money selling vegetables to people that you can talk to me like that.
I know that you don't have a penny to your name, Lily. Isn't that why you're trying to marry Mark in the first place? So you can have someone to pay for whatever you want? Well, I'm afraid that it's not going to happen now, and it's all because of your terrible ego.
No, Jean, please don't do this to me. I really am sorry, and I never should have spilled my wine on you like I did. Can't we just make up and be friends? We used to date, remember? Surely you must care for me at least a little bit, right?
Do you really think that I have any duty to help you after what you did? Why in the world do you think that I would do that? You took the action, you caused a scene. Now you take responsibility for what you did? And if that means not marrying someone who you're only with for your money, then that's fine with me.
Jean, what happened to you? You used to be such a sweet man. Now you're a total jerk. I'm trying to make up with you and save my marriage, and here you are gloating about making it fall apart.
You still haven't even given me a real apology for what you did to me. Did you know that you ruined one of my favorite shirts with that stunt?
But I said that I was sorry. Isn't that enough? Don't you realize that my whole future is riding on marrying this man? If you screw this up for me, then I don't know what I'm going to do. I need you to help me out here.
I see. I suppose I could help you, but I really just don't care at all about you or your life, and this is none of my business anymore. So anyways, I guess that's that.
No, please, come back to the wedding. You have to come back and help me smooth this out. I am begging you.
How can you beg me to come back when it's all your fault that I left in the first place? Do you even realize that?
Please, I realize the mistake I made, and I really need your help. You can't just go.
You know, even if I did come back, like you're asking me to, there's still no guarantee that Jean would still want to be with you. I have no idea how you two even ended up engaged in the first place, but if I know Mark at all, he is not going to want to go through with this wedding after this.
Well then, what if you and I were to get married instead?
What in the world are you talking about? Did you seriously just ask me that?
Of course. I mean, I really do want to marry you now that I know how rich you are, and you know that you've always loved me deep down, right?
I have no idea what's going on in that head of yours, but you might really need to get it checked. Because if you think that I would ever go along with that, you must really have a couple screws loose.
But I'm trying to tell you that we can get back together. You can't just turn me away after that. I want to get back together with you. Don't you get that?
Even just reading that message made me feel like puking right now. But if you must know, I'm already married and have kids. So why in the world would I want to give all that up and get back with you?
Wait a second. Are you really married? And you have kids too?
That's right. I have a family that I love very much and who I would never give up or turn my back on for anything. In fact, I had completely forgotten that you even existed until I got your wedding invitation.
But who is the girl that you're married to? I bet she isn't half as pretty as I am. Don't you see that we're meant to be together? With your money and my looks, we would make the perfect couple.
Lily, did you even read the messages that I sent you? I am happily married and I have children. You really do need to get that head of yours examined. But if you must know, you actually already know my wife.
Wait, I do? Who is she? Who's your wife?
She's another girl who used to work with us at the restaurant. Remember Kate? Well, after you quit, we were the ones who had to take up all your work, and that ended up bringing us closer together.
And that's the woman you married?
That's right. Apparently, she always liked me but never wanted to say anything since we were dating. But thanks to you leaving, we were able to spend more time together and realize that we do love each other.
I had no idea about any of this.
That's right. And that's why I'm telling you that I don't need or want you in my life.
Please, you have to want to get back with me. Just think of all the good times that we had together. Doesn't that mean anything to you? Don't you see that you still have love in your heart for me?
Yeah, except that I really don't though. So anyways, it sounds to me like you have a lot to deal with over there at the chapel. And I really don't think that we have any reason at all to keep talking with each other, so have a nice life, however it all shakes out. After that, I heard from Mark that he canceled the wedding and called the whole engagement off. So it sounds to me like Lily never did get to live her dream of marrying rich and living inside a high-rise condo. Instead, all she ended up with was a mountain of debt. Apparently, her borrowing was so crazy that she ended up taking money from some pretty shady people. Last I heard, Lily was taken to be with the fishes since she couldn't pay off her debts to these gangsters she borrowed from. And by that, I mean that basically forced to sign a contract to work on a fishing boat for a while. I don't think anyone's heard back from her since then. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Sarah, are you there? It's been so long since you and I have last talked. I really had no idea that I'd ever run into you like that, though. I mean, seriously, what a small world. And is that guy really your fiancé? Because I thought you were lying to me at first. Hello there, Mandy. Yes, I agree. I never thought I'd ever run into you ever again. But tell me, why was that guy actually with you? Did you hire someone to act as your boyfriend just while you were back here visiting family? Oh man, that really is just too sad. Do you know that? You didn't have to go that far just to trick us all back home. Mandy, I am going to stop you right there because that isn't what's going on at all. In fact, one of the whole reasons that I'm even back here to visit in the first place is to show my fiancé where I grew up. Well, sure, you can say whatever you'd like. I guess it doesn't really make a difference to me, but I guess I can consider myself pretty lucky then. You really think so? To be honest, I had no idea that you were wanting to see me so badly. Oh, no, I'm not talking about you. I don't care that I've run into you at all. I'm just so happy that you introduced me to that handsome man of yours. If you're not careful, I might just have to steal him away from you. Excuse me? You did not just actually send that message, did you? Why would you say something like that? Oh, come on. Do you have any idea how hard it is living in this tiny little town? I can't find a single guy worth marrying. The only guys around here all have their futures here too, and I want more than that. I want my true love to come and whisk me away. Your true love? And I take it that you mean Gabriel by that? Look, I get that you're excited to meet my fiancé and all, but please don't call him your soulmate. I mean, you do know that he and I are engaged, right? Well, of course I know that, but I'm just saying that I really feel that Gabriel and I are just bound to be together. Besides, anyone can tell that I'm clearly cuter than you. So anyways, now that we've already all swapped numbers, I think I'll take matters into my own hands. Hold on, what? When did we all swap numbers? I don't remember Gabe ever giving you his number. Oh yes, we did it while you were looking away actually, but then again, you were always pretty bad at paying attention. I've always been… Mandy, I'm sorry, but what do you know about me? I haven't lived here since I was in elementary school. I get that we used to be classmates and all, but a lot has changed over the years. I don't even know how you got my phone number to begin with, but if this is what you're going to use it for, then please leave me alone. There you go again, too dull to even pick up on what's really going on around here. You really haven't changed at all, and I will make your man all mine. After all, it's always been my dream to marry super rich and never have to work again. Marry rich? Is that what all of this is about? Well, of course. I mean, when I found out that you were dating a doctor, you have no idea how lucky I felt. And is Gabe really the son of the hospital director, too? I really have no idea how a nitwit like you got such good taste, but what can I say except you sure know how to pick 'em. Mandy, I really have no idea what you're talking about at all right now. Well, that's fine. I don't really expect someone like you to know what's going on around her. Oh, maybe it's just that you just pretend to play dumb because you think people will pick on you less if they feel bad for you. I know you were talking about inviting me to your wedding, but at this rate, it might just be me inviting you to my wedding. I didn't even ever say that I was going to be inviting you to my wedding, though. And for the record, I wasn't going to invite you anyways. You think I really care what someone like you has to say to me? I just know that I will take Gabriel from you and I will have my true love. I really just don't even know what to say to that, but whatever. It's your life. Do what you want.
Hey, Sarah, you there? I'm really sorry to do this, but I think that I'm going to have to cancel our date tonight. Something came up that I just have to do, and I'm not going to make it tonight.
Again? Gabe, come on. Where are all of these sudden errands even coming from? This is the 4th time in 2 months now.
I know, and I really am sorry about all this, but I'm just super busy right now. I've got a lot going on. You can understand that, right?
I get that people can get busy, of course, but at this rate, we're not going to make any progress on our wedding plans. By the way, do you remember that old friend of mine that we bumped into at the store?
What? An old friend of yours? Did we bump into someone? I really don't remember.
You remember, the kind of tall, pretty girl at the store. Do you really not remember her at all?
Oh, right, yeah. I think I just remembered who you're talking about. You and Mandy must still be pretty close, right? You guys talked for quite a while.
So you don't remember meeting this girl, but you remember her name? I just brought her up because she mentioned grabbing your number from you.
Oh, yeah. I guess she did do that too, now that you mention it.
Okay, so that did happen then. If that's the case, I want to ask you to please not say anything to her, okay? She's just a liar and nothing good is going to come out of interacting with her. I'm telling you now so that you don't get yourself into a mess just because you might have had good intentions, okay?
Whoa, what is all of this even about? She just asked for my number and I gave it to her. I really don't like the feeling that I'm being suspected of doing something wrong.
I'm sorry, I'm really not trying to put any kind of doubt on you at all. This really is just a warning, I promise. What I want more than anything right now, though, is to be able to talk more about our wedding plans. So just take care of yourself and let's try and reschedule something soon so that we can talk.
Yeah, of course. That's no problem at all. You really are such a worrywart, do you know that? But everything is going to be just fine.
I really do hope that's true. By the way, how is the job hunt going? Any news on that front?
Job hunt? What do you mean by that? Why would I be hunting for a job right now?
What do you mean, why? You need a job so that we can earn money so that we can live.
But my dad runs the hospital. Why work when he's just going to give me money whenever I ask him for some? We're going to be fine.
Hold on a second, where is this coming from all of a sudden? I thought that you were out looking for a job.
I mean, it's not like I'm not going to work, but it's just going to come later. For now, I just want to get through the wedding, and when things settle down after that, I'll look more seriously.
But we don't even have a date set for the wedding. How can you say that we're too busy with wedding prep when there's none being done? And anytime we do try to arrange a meeting to talk more about it, you always come up with some last-minute excuse to get out of it.
Oh shoot, look at the time. I'm already going to be late for my things. I really got to go now. Let's take a rain check on the date and reschedule soon.
Ugh, fine. Hey there, Sarah. I just wanted to extend to you a special invitation to my wedding. I just know that you want to be there, don't you? You will come, right? Oh, no, I'm okay. Thanks for asking. But congrats on getting engaged, I guess. Well, I just thought that you might be interested in knowing that I'm engaged to the son of a certain hospital director. Not only that, but we're going to be having our wedding in Hawaii. I know that you don't want to miss that, right? Since I'm taking all this effort just to especially invite you, you have to come. Hold on a second. Did you just send a message saying that you were engaged to the son of a hospital director? What did you mean by that? Oh, I'm afraid it's exactly what you're thinking, but the best part is that all of this happened right under your own nose. You didn't even notice that I'd stolen your fiancé away from you. You really are a dim girl, and this proves it. So then, you're really saying that you and Gabe are going to be getting married? You had an affair with my fiancé, and my fiancé cheated on me? That's right. How does it feel to have your fiancé stolen away by a childhood friend? I know I was a genius, but I really have outdone myself now. Genius? And just what are you talking about there? I mean that I'm just the smartest, hottest woman that I know. And now that I've stolen Gabe from you, this just proves it. I wouldn't be so sure about that. You might be jumping the gun just a little there. I mean, do you really think that you're going to get away with this? Get away with this? Well, now I'm the confused one because I've already gotten away with it. We have our wedding planned and everything, and I'm not going to be giving him back to you. You'll just have to go out and find some other boy to be with because Gabe is all mine. That's not what I'm talking about, actually. You're just jealous. Jealous that I've stolen your boyfriend from you and that now we're going to be getting married in Hawaii and I'm going to be the wife of a hospital director and you're not. But at least you can be grateful to me that I was kind enough to extend my fiancé's ex an invitation to his wedding. Again, that really isn't what I'm talking about at all. I just mean, how are you two even going to have this marriage of yours? What do you mean, how are we going to get married? I already told you you can't change this. Besides, I'm pregnant with Gabe's baby. You're kidding me. Are you really pregnant with his kid? That's right, which means that he's locked in and he'll never, ever be able to get rid of me now. So our Hawaii wedding is going to happen and there isn't a thing you can do to stop it. So don't you start crying about how I've bested you, got it? Bested me? You really think you've gotten one up on me by doing this? Well, of course I have. I stole your fiancé and now we're getting married in Hawaii. Aren't you devastated that I've done this to you? Mandy, I really don't know what else to say except that you need to wake up and face reality. You really are in no position to try and be bragging to me about this. Does Gabe know that you're pregnant? Have you told him that yet? I was actually going to wait for it to be a surprise on our wedding day, if you must know. I just know that he'll be so happy to know that he's going to be a father. I can't wait to see the look on his face when I tell him. I'm so happy that you and I ran into each other. You were holding on to a good man like Gabe just for someone like me to come along and make him all mine, weren't you? But don't worry, I knew that I could make a man out of Gabe more than you could, and now I'm going to make a father out of him as well. And on top of that, I'll get to have a dream wedding in Hawaii. Right, well, good luck with that. You have my condolences. Condolences? What's that supposed to mean? I mean that I feel really bad for you, and that's a phrase used to express that, so good luck with all of that. Hold on a second, I still don't get what you're trying to tell me. I mean, I just stole your rich fiancé from you. You shouldn't be feeling bad for me. Your own fiancé left you for me, and now you're telling me that you're sorry that happened? This doesn't make any sense. I don't know what game you're trying to get at, but it isn't going to work. Well, I only say that because he's not going to be taking over the hospital. Gabe isn't, that is, and that has nothing to do with our marriage. He was just never in line to take it over. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're just trying to talk bad about Gabe because you're jealous of the two of us. But I know that he's taking over after his dad. No, that is also wrong. He's not taking over after his dad. I'm taking over from my dad. What is that supposed to mean? I mean that you seem to have gotten a lot of little but important details very wrong about this. I'm telling you that I'm the child of the hospital director. Gabe has nothing to do with the hospital or medicine or anything like that, so I have no idea why you thought he was taking over. Wait, no, that can't be right. You're lying to me. That can't be true, and you've got to be lying to me. I don't know what to tell you. You can go on the hospital's website and look at the board of directors now. I'm sure you'll recognize my last name on the chief. And if you scroll down to the wider staff, I'm sure that you'll find my name there as well. Staff? So then, what are you, some kind of doctor or something too? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Well, yeah, that's basically exactly what I'm telling you. But, I mean, I don't get it. How can you be taking over the hospital and not Gabe? This doesn't make any sense to me at all. Gabe never said anything about you working at the hospital at all, and he always told me that he was in line to take it over. Are you telling me he lied? Well, he's not even a doctor, so I'm not sure what business he would have doing something like that. But just about everyone at the hospital knows him as the guy who is engaged to marry the daughter of the hospital director. And as being a guy with a big mouth, but everyone figured he's too dumb to cause any real harm, so they just let him run his mouth. But this... I had no idea that you were the daughter of the hospital director. You've got to be kidding me. This can't really be happening, right? You really just aren't seeming to get this one bit, are you? I mean, you've known me since I was little, but you didn't know that my dad was a doctor? I don't know. Maybe I did, and I just forgot. Well, I know that I tried to avoid you during our class reunions, so I guess if you didn't know then, you wouldn't have had any way of knowing he was promoted to hospital director. But that's the whole reason I moved away to begin with. We had to move so that my dad could be closer to his new office. So then, you're really next in line to take over the hospital after your dad does? That's what I'm trying to tell you, yes. But then, I don't understand. If you're the doctor taking over the hospital, then who the heck is Gabe? Well, I guess he's kind of like you now that I think about it. Me? What do you mean by that? What do you mean he's like me? You know, I warned him not to communicate with you. I had a suspicion that he would be the perfect mark for the antics I've heard that you pull. But you've got the wrong info, and you thought that it was Gabe who was in charge of the hospital. Or maybe he just lied to you, thinking he was getting himself into something good as well. But then, I don't get it. If he's not even next in line to take over the hospital, then he's just your fiancé? That's right. And if I'm being honest with you, I've been thinking of breaking up with him for a long, long time. That can't be right. You mean you've been looking for a way to get rid of Gabe this whole time anyways? That's right. And I was really nervous about how I was going to do it before we got married. I mean, it was obvious he was only marrying me for my money. So I guess I felt like I lucked out when I realized you had taken care of it all for me. What kind of way is that to talk about your fiancé to your old childhood friend? I'm sorry, but I never even really considered you a friend. We just happened to live near each other for a while. I thought that we were best friends, though. Really? Because the way you were treating me was not any way that I would want to be treated by a so-called friend. I don't even know what to say to you right now, but you should know that you aren't going to get away with this. But I have, and it's all thanks to you. You saved me from having a terrible life with a guy like Gabe. You stole my fiancé without realizing what you were doing and inadvertently did exactly what I had been trying to do for a long time. Now I can say that my fiancé was cheating on me and leave him with no problems whatsoever. So then, you used me? This was all part of your plan? I didn't do anything of the sort. It really was a coincidence running into you. But after that, I didn't have to lift a single finger before you got to work. And the bit about being pregnant is a real surprise to me. I mean, we only ran into each other a couple of months ago, so I have to wonder if the kid really is even Gabe's. What is that supposed to mean? How could you even ask that of me? I wasn't asking you. In fact, I really don't care either way, if you must know. But just don't be surprised if Gabe asks the same thing. Anyway, now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, it sounds like you and Gabe have plenty to talk about without me. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go back to enjoying the rest of my day. Have a nice life, Mandy. In the end, I heard that Gabe decided to stay with Mandy when he found out that she was pregnant with his baby. Of course, both sets of their parents were absolutely furious with them. Especially Gabe's for losing the engagement to the hospital director's daughter for some small-town woman with little prospects. And since neither Mandy nor Gabe were employed, it was like a ticking time bomb before things blew up. They both quickly began to fight with each other, and any affection that might have existed between the newlywed couple was quickly used up and disappeared. Gabe even tried reaching out to Sarah and begging for help. But she had already blocked both their numbers. As far as she was concerned, it was a mess the two of them had gotten into themselves, and one that they would need to get out of themselves. Sarah began dating another doctor in the hospital, and they were engaged for a few months. They're getting ready for the wedding as Sarah prepares to take over as hospital director. And she never ever saw Mandy and Gabe ever again. But she certainly hopes they're doing well together. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.